guys, it's Tharshey and welcome back to another Game of Thrones Conquest video. In today's video, I will be going over my top 10 tips and tricks for beginner, intermediate and even advanced players. So make sure you guys watch to the end and drop a like and subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications. Comment down below if you guys knew all these tips and tricks or if there are some you didn't know. If you have some of your own tips and tricks to share, then leave it down below in the comment section as well so that my viewers can see and learn from each other. Anyway, let's get right into the video. Okay guys, so at number 10 we have my first tip. So my first tip for you guys is if you need to farm advanced materials like soldier pine, brick, pale steel or scholarly fragments, then all you do is you go, click on your inventory, go to my items, then scroll down until you get to building. Then on building, if you click on the soldier pine, it will tell you which days you can farm these. So events that reward soldier pine occur every Thursday, which means on Thursday you have soldier pine day, which is when you can farm it. Bricks you can farm on Tuesday, scholarly fragments you can farm on Monday, and pale steel you can farm on Wednesday. So that is my number 10 tip for you guys, and the first tip I'll be sharing with you in this video. So now we go to number 9. Number 9, you go to Dragon Pit and we go to Talents. So for new players that don't really know which tree should they put their talents into, just put it into the hatchling tree and focus on the troop types that you want to main. So for me, I'm a range and cavalry main, therefore I put my talents into range and cavalry, and I've missed out infantry there because I'm not focusing on my infantry stats. So that is my number 9 tip for you guys. Now we go to number 8. Number 8 is just a tiny quality of life kind of thing, but it really just helps you get a little bit more info for those of you guys that are free to play or very small spenders. If you want to know how much of each resource you're producing, you can come here and it gives you an overview. If you click on one, it will give you a breakdown of how much each resource mill or resource farm is giving you. For example, my farms, my level 26 gives me 7,300, my level 10s give me 2,100. You can do the same for your stone, your wood and your iron. So that is just my number 7 tip. Number 6, and this is something actually that is very important and a lot of people don't do. So this is to do with March months. Say for example, I want to attack something. So let's say I want to attack this creature and I just go attack. It's going to just give me a recommended. So right now it's recommending I use Blood Riders and my Dragon. But the problem is if you have a lot of marches out, or you have some marches busy doing stuff, sometimes recommended messes up. If it messes up, it sends the wrong troops or the wrong amount of troops and you're losing stamina, which costs you gold. So you're losing your stamina, you're losing your gold, and you're wasting time. So it's best just to select a pawn and have a march saved to it. For example, I'm going to save my cavalry to this march. Then this is also another cav march. This is the ranged march that I have saved. And this is an infantry march. And this is also very helpful for when you're attacking and defending seats of power. So if someone is attacking with infantry on my seat of power, I'm going to want to use range. So I don't want to use recommended, or because they'll just give me whatever is on the top, and I don't want to have to go and manually slide because that takes time. So the simplest thing is just to have your range march saved to something. So for me, that's number 3. I click number 3 and I can instantly send my ranged march. Let's say they quickly go and they decide to change to cavalry because cavalry count as range, and I want to switch to infantry. I just change to number 4 and I'm sending an infantry march. Then let's say they change to range and I want to change to cavalry. I switch to 1 and I can send my number 1 march there. So that is my 6th tip for you guys. Make sure you make use of your march pawns and each of your marches and save a loadout to each one. It's just better and it just makes everything more efficient. And now we're going to go to my number 5 tip. So my number 5 tip for you guys is basically the exact same thing but in regards to gear. So you have 5 gear loadouts, make one for each thing. So for example, my number 1 loadout is for cavalry. So in my previous example, someone is attacking and I need to use cav. I can have my cav loadout here. Now let's say they change and I want to start using range against them. I don't want to go and change manually like this because it's going to take time and I'm going to have to do that for each different item. Instead, go and save a range loadout to something else. So my range loadout is number 2. I click number 2 and boom, I've changed. Let's say I want to change some troops, I change to number 5, it changes. If I want to do some healing or something, I can change to my healing loadouts and it changes. So let me just switch back to my cav. But that is my number 5 tip for you guys. Now we're going on to number 4. So number 4, we're going to go back to our base and just wait for this load. Okay, now we're going to go to Armory and we're going to go to my Armory. So for your Armory now, a lot of people, they don't know about this, but let's say you just, you're busy crafting now. So let's say I go to manage and I want to craft this into a level 30 something. I can remove it, and instead of going all the way out here, now going out again, going event gear, going Dornish Royal, then going to, click, like I have to click 30 and then I have to find the item I want to craft and I have to find it and do that, and it's going to take a lot of time. What you can do instead is this. So you go to Armory, go here, let's say I remove this item now and now I want to craft it. You just go to the top and you press this little trophy. So you press that and it takes you directly to the level you can craft it at, and it will take you exactly where. So I press this and now I'm right here. I don't have to go back, I don't have to do any of that. This is just something to make crafting a little bit easier and quicker for you guys. And that's my number 5 tip for you guys. Or should I say my number 4 tip for you guys. Sorry about that. Now we're going to go to number 3. Number 3 regarding research. So research. You have your military, military 2, city defense, logistics, economy, advanced military, and eventually you'll have a second advanced military tree. So when during research events, so events that reward you for doing research, do research in these trees only. And if you want, you can also do some of your maester chains. Don't forget about maester chains, guys, because they give good bonuses and a lot of people forget about them. For example, I can do this now and it will give me a pretty good stuff. It will give me upkeep efficiency for 4% on all these different troop types. So make sure you guys do your maester chains, but this was not my tip for you guys. No, my number 3 tip for you guys was only do these branches here during normal research events. Then when they have a Rise of Dragons event, which is where they reward you for doing dragon research, only then should you do dragon research. So during a Rise of Dragons event, you can do all your dragon research here and earn points for that. So keep these researches available for your Rise of Dragon event. Keep these researches available for your normal researching events. It's just something that will help you gain more points during events, and it's just very helpful and very easy to do. It's simple to remember as well. So now at number 2, if you have a lot of spare resources, for example, say you just raided someone and they had 50 million food. You have nothing you can spend it on. You already have troops training and you know the food is just going to get eaten by your army. So how can you get rid of it? But how can you actually make use of the food while getting rid of it? So that is expedition. So if you go to your expeditions, you can go and click an expedition, for example. Let's just check. Yeah, see, now I can send an expedition. This will cost me 650,000 food. But if I have 50 million food that's going to be eaten by my troops anyway, it's worth it. So I might as well just do it. And in return, I will get this. So stockpiling the cellar, I will get 2 boxes of 100,000 food. So it's going to cost me a lot more because I'll have to do this. I have to send this expedition twice because it says complete 2 expeditions to earn. And to earn this 200,000 food. So it'll cost me 1.3 million food, and in return I'll get 200,000 back box. But if that food is all going to go to waste anyway, you might as well as make use of the expeditions and get some of it back like this. So that is my my number 2 tip for you guys. Now for number 1, and this is, well, the reason why I'm actually adding this, even though I should probably demonstrate it and I will demonstrate it in a future video, is because someone actually asked me to explain this to them. So I'm just going to do it in this video. So at number 1, they asked about SOP sniping. What is SOP sniping and how do you do it? So SOP sniping is when someone is bubble gaming. And now what is bubble gaming? Bubble gaming is basically where you use the built-in shield that occurs after you double abdicate a SOP. So if I go and I'm under attack and I abdicate this SOP, it'll have an alliance shield over it. Then I can go and I can retake it by sending 2 marches. While the first one will reset the wall, and while the first one will take it back, I won't have a shield. I abdicate, second march will go and reset the wall and the shield. So SOP sniping is during the 2-second or 1-second gap during your 2 marches. So if I'm the person who's double abdicating, so I abdicated and I'm taking it back. When I send my 2 marches, there's going to be between a 1 to about 3-second gap. So during that 1 to 3 seconds is when my first march hits, I abdicate it, and my second march is still going to hit. I can't abdicate it like just before it hits because then sometimes the game is a bit glitchy and it'll just hit the stop and it won't take it over. So I tend to abdicate when there's 2 seconds left. So during that 2 seconds is when someone can snipe your SOP from you. By snipe it, they can send a march that hits between your 2 marches. And when it does that, it hits the SOP, which is now owned by the AI, or by no one should I say, and then it takes it over. So when your second march gets there, it's too late, they've already sniped the SOP off you. And that is basically SOP sniping. And so if you want to know how to do it, basically the best way to do it is, if I'm here and I got my alliance shield going, and now I go and I send 2 marches to retake my SOP. As soon as you see, as an attacker, as soon as you see me send my first march, you go and you spam all 4 of your marches. And the reason you do this is because I send my first march, I send my second march. So there's a tiny gap between the 2, and you've spammed all 4 of your marches after I sent my first march. So that is the highest chance of you actually going and one of your marches hitting in between my 2 marches and you stealing my SOP. Obviously, someone could be doing a double abdication fake out, which is another story altogether, and they'll just be luring your marchers out. But still, for not a lot of people actually know how to do that. I will cover it in an upcoming video, but for now, basically SOP sniping is just sniping a SOP between someone's bobble game or between someone's double abdication game. And the best way for you to snipe it if you're a beginner is when you see them shoot their fast march at the SOP, you spam all 4 of your marches, or if you want, spam maybe 2 or spam 3 and keep 1 in reserve in case they're doing a fake out, and hopefully you will be able to steal your SOP from them. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy this video, please do drop a like on the video, guys. If it helps you in any way, please drop a like on the video so it's recommended to more people. Comment down below if you knew any of these tips and tricks, or if you didn't know, and if you didn't know, which one was the most helpful for you, or if you have your own tips and tricks, then leave them down below so other people can learn from them. And please subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on those post notifications, and I'll see you guys.